everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving my predictions for this Euros tournament for the last 16 this summer. And we've had a great game of group stages so far, man. We're seeing Italy and Netherlands turning back to their old size of 10 to 12 years ago when they used to dominate the international stage. We are seeing Denmark have the passion, the fighting spirit, the desire to literally fight for Eriksen ever since he went down 2 games ago or 1 game ago. We are literally seeing Hungary, who finished bottom of the group, but you wouldn't have seen that. You wouldn't have thought that, especially the way they were playing against the top 3 sides in the European competition. But like I always say, let's hope for more entertaining drama. Let's hope for more goals like we've seen in the group stages, and let's see and hope for more shocking results this summer, hopefully for England, so they can make their way to the finals this summer. However, before going to this video, you know I'm going to say make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that big subscribe button right there. And make sure you guys, yes you guys, give me your own predictions. A, who will win the Euros, and B, who's going to be able to win the last 16 rounds, which I'm going to be talking about this video. So the first game I'm going to be talking about is Belgium versus Portugal, and this is going to be the best game in terms of the last 16 draw. We have the reigning defending European champions in Portugal versus the #1 ranked FIFA team, Belgium. So it's going to be an entertaining game, and let's hope for goals like I always say. But let me talk about Portugal first. Yes, they finished 3rd. Yes, they lost to Germany 4-2. But I feel like they stumbled across something very good. Yes, they didn't win. Yes, they only drew. And yes, Bruno Fernandes hasn't been playing great this tournament. But the fact that they can bring him off the bench later on in the game is going to give them so much attacking talent, especially when the other team is tired. But the acquisition of bringing Sanchez back into the side and Moutinho has given that side much more balance. Sanchez has the legs to get across and literally tackle players, whereas Moutinho, who's good on the ball, he can literally dictate the tempo of the game. So although Portugal are sacrificing some sort of attacking talent, it's going to make their team much more balanced and therefore much more dangerous against Belgium. And that's why I think they're going to win this game. Portugal are going to go back to the Portugal of old, which you saw in the 2016 Euros, where they sat back, defended, waited for their time to counter-attack and catch teams out on the break. And yes, Belgium only conceded 1 goal this tournament, but they have been playing against poor sides this tournament. And when you have Ronaldo, Jota, Silva, there's always going to be chances in the game, and they don't need 4 or 5 chances. They can score from their first one, especially since Ronaldo's at the top goal scorer of the Euro competition this summer. So when Belgium start to dictate the tempo of the game and leave spaces in behind for Portugal attack, it's going to be advantage Portugal, because we know they like playing in a counter attack, and that's where they're most effective. However, it will be silly for me to count out Belgium because they have Lukaku, who has been on an absolute tear all tournament, and even in the Serie A when he was managed by Conte, this guy's in the running for the Golden Boot. And Diaz and Pepe, they haven't been performing great this tournament, man. Conceded 4 goals against Germany, conceded 2 against France. Yes, they're great oppositions, but you wouldn't expect Diaz, who won PFA Player of the Year, or should have won PFA Player of the Year, to concede that many goals. It's the inside runs like we saw MBAPPE coming from left to centre, which catches those defenders out. So Lukaku has to be looking at this, has to be analysing this, thinking how is he going to be able to use this sort of run to literally attack these defenders, because they aren't very fast, they aren't going to catch up to him. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's going to be that much space for Lukaku to operate in. And we do know what Lukaku is on the low block, right? He isn't great on the low block. Yes, he's been scoring so many goals, but that's when he has so much space in behind to run into. So I don't think he's going to have this sort of luxury against Portugal, who are going to sit back. But in terms of this game, my predictions is going to be a 2-1 victory for Portugal. I think it's going to be a tight affair. I think Portugal only have 3 to 4 shots on target. I think they're not going to be looking to create that many chances and look to defend their lead. So the next game I'm going to be talking about is England versus Germany. And what a game, man. What a game. But let me start off with this, man. I know England fans don't want to be optimistic, and I'm one of them. I don't like Southgate. I don't think he plays attractive football. I think we've been getting, lucky 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, man. This is not great football. But we have to look at Germany. This isn't the Germany of old. This isn't the Germany which knocked us out of the World Cup 11 years ago when Frank Lampard had that disallowed goal. This isn't the same Germany which won the World Cup and absolutely dominated Brazil in the semi-finals, winning 7-1. This is not the same sort of Germany. They're in a transition stage. They haven't looked their best, and we could actually get at them if we play a good style of football. England has to look at Hungary. England has to look at France for inspiration on how to take on the Germans. Because when teams sit back against them, when they defend organised, when they can actually sit back and defend well as a team, as a unit, teams have a chance. Portugal tried to do this, but they were absolutely poor with their tactics, allowing 2-on-1 plays on the flanks, which left defenders at Semedo vulnerable. England can't let this happen, and that's why I'm saying Gareth Southgate, play a 3 at the back this game. Yes, play all 4 right backs like you proved this tournament. Play all of them. Of course, I'm joking. But obviously, I want you to play 3 at the back. Play 2 wing-backs, look to track back on the defensive side when Germany get forward with their wing-backs like Kimmich, who have been dangerous in this tournament, like I said, against Portugal. So I want England to mirror this and play absolute pace on their counter-attack like we saw France do with MBAPPE, which caused Germany havoc. This is the game plan. This is the tactic we must use because this is our best chance to beat Germany, especially when they like to be lollygagged on the ball, they like to be lethargic and slow on the ball, pass it with no purpose like we've seen this tournament. If England can maintain that compact shape, we have a great chance to beat Germany. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to be seeing 4-3-3. I don't want to be seeing attacking football this game. I just want to defend and hope near the end of the game we have a good chance for Harry Kane, Grealish, etc. to win the game for us. So this might be a good game for Rashford to start. But like I said, I'll get into this into another video. But yeah, in terms of this video, there's no point being negative, man. We got to the last 16. I'm not going to go against England. I think we do actually have a chance. And surprisingly so, I know this might sound like the worst prediction ever, but I think it's going to go 1-1. Extra time, and let's say England beat Germany on penalties, which we all know will never happen. But honestly, that's the only way I can see England winning this game. I can't lie. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 and 5-4 on penalties for England somehow. So the next game I'm going to be talking about is Spain versus Croatia. And no, I am not going to be fooled by Spain's performance against Slovakia where they scored 5 goals. I watched them for the first 2 games and they look an absolute shell of themselves compared to 10 to 12 years ago when they had Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets dominated the midfield. This is not the same Spain, and it's okay not to be the same Spain. But when I look at their list of players, when I look at their starting 11, it's filled with no names. So how do I expect them to beat Croatia? I don't think they're going to win this game. I think this is going to be the end of the tournament. Spain have a hard time breaking teams down. And it's not like they're even trying to break teams down. It looks like they want to play sideways like we saw against Sweden, like we saw against Poland. It looks like they don't even want to score. They think keeping possession gives you an extra 2 to 3 points or extra 2 to 3 goals. No, it doesn't. The reasons I don't trust Spain, because A, they have Morata, who misses one-on-one opportunities, misses penalties as well. Ferran Torres, yes, he's been good for Man City, but he's not very clinical, is he? And even the other Spanish players, they don't have an out-and-out goal scorer or an out-and-out player that they can rely on when it comes to creating opportunities. I don't see Spain winning this game, and they have so much inexperience coming into this side which don't know how to see results through. And this is exactly the reason why I believe Croatia will win this game. They have Luka Modric, they have Kovacic, they have these experienced seasoned veterans, even Perisic who scored against Scotland. These guys know how to win big games when it matters, like we saw in the 2018 World Cup. And yes, it's different. Yes, they're 3 years older, but I will bet on experience. Yes, I will bet on world-class talent to see this result through. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe Croatia will beat Spain 2-1. So the next game I'm going to be talking about is Italy versus Austria. And let me start with Italy. They look like the team of the tournament. I can't lie. They do look very impressive. They do look like they know what they're doing going forward and defensively, being the only team apart from England not conceding all tournament. But going forward, Italy look like they have a plan. Italy look like a club side who know how to play football, their style of football, because other sides look clueless when it comes to tiki-taka football or defending as a team. It looks like they've never ever played with each other, but Italy have a succinct style of play which has been very impressive with them getting into the last 16. Although it can be said they haven't really faced any challenging teams, but you can see when a team has faced not many challenging teams and are going to struggle, hence England, and a team which have been playing a great style of football and are not going to struggle, like Italy. Like I've said, they've been team of the tournament, and I don't expect them to struggle against Austria, because Austria really only have one threat in Arnautovic. Like we saw against Netherlands, when Arnautovic doesn't really play, because Austria lacks him at 5 at the back, they have no threat on the counter-attack. They don't have any potent goal scorers apart from him, so I think he will be isolated against a 3 at the back Italy side who do like transitioning from a 4 to a 3 when it comes to defending. So yes, I don't see Italy struggling in this game at all. And I think Italy will get early goal. And when you get early goal, especially when you're a possession style based team, it becomes so much easier scoring the rest of the goals because Austria will need to come back out and score a goal. So I see this game getting very ugly and out of hand, and I'm going to be predicting a 3-0 victory for Italy. So the next game I'm going to be talking about is France versus Switzerland. And let me start with France. Yes, they looked a little bit flaky in their group, although they finished top of the group with 5 points. But I don't remember them having a great passage of play except for the game against Germany when they had patches and the game against Portugal where they dominated in the last 30 minutes. That's all I remember France playing well in terms of the game. But obviously, they may be slow starters. Maybe they need to grow into this tournament. And obviously, we can't count them out because they are the reigning defended World Cup champions. So, of course, they're going to step up in another gear. Of course they will, especially in Switzerland, who were lucky to qualify for the tournament. When I've watched them against Wales, they weren't able to put away their chances. And they beat Turkey, who are one of the worst teams in the competition this Euros, who finished with absolute 0 points. Switzerland finished by the scrape of their teeth, 3rd place, allowing them to qualify for the last 16. So I don't expect them to have that much chance against the reigning defending world champions. I believe players like MBAPPE, who has another gear, because obviously he hasn't really been playing well in terms of being clinical. Benzema just got his feet wet, scoring 2 goals for France ever since he has not been playing for the last 5 to 6 years. Pogba looks very impressive, those balls into MBAPPE, who hasn't been able to finish those chances. But all round, I think France, this is where we'll see the real France. This is where France will start to step up against the Switzerland side, and they'll start to ease into the competition, especially when they have to face harder competition later on in the line. So in terms of this game, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for France because I don't really see them scoring 4 or 5 goals. They've never been that sort of side. When they get a comfortable lead, they like to sit back and defend and protect it. So the last game I'm going to be talking about is Wales versus Denmark. And I slightly think this has a potential to be one of the best games, a sleeper game of the round of 16. People are probably going to count it out because there's no big names, but I'm telling you, the way Denmark plays, ever since obviously what happened to Eriksen's been tragic, but after that, they have so much passion, so much desire, they have so much energy to try go as far in terms of the Euros for him, because you can't count Denmark out, especially when you have a team which has some sort of motivation which they can all gravitate to literally try to perform at their best. So I think Denmark have a great opportunity against Wales. However, Denmark have been leaky behind goals, but going forward, they have been very impressive. Obviously scoring 3 to 4 goals against Russia. Although it was Russia, they did finish with 3 points, so Russia aren't that bad. And obviously against Wales, it's going to be a much different story. Wales are not going to leave themselves vulnerable like Russia did. They're going to sit back with 3 or 5 at the back like Wales like doing, and they're going to be relying on their 2 genuine match winners in Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, and potentially even Daniel James, who have been having a good season so far in the Euros. But I don't know who's going to win this game because obviously you have Damsgaard, you have Poulsen, who's been having a great tournament so far. But you can't count Wales out because they have the match winners, and we've seen them do it numerous occasions in the 2016 Euros. So in terms of this game, I see it going 1-1, potentially going to penalties, and I'm going to go for a Wales win just about. So in terms of my other predictions, I'm just going to leave it down here. So I think Netherlands are going to win 2-0 against Czech Republic, and then Sweden's going to win as well 2-0 because they topped their group against Spain, but I don't have that much time to talk about them. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know your own predictions in the comment section. Tell me who's going to win the Euros this summer. Tell me who you're going to be supporting, and I'll see you guys later.